BTS V, Taehyung went live on Weverse on August 7th to share some updates from him with armies, and he literally just woke up and it was basically a raw and personal morning update for armies. He talked about a lot of interesting stuff. It was amusing overall. He joked about like video calls. He reflected on military life, and he also talked about why his nose was bleeding on the airplane ride with Jungkook. So we will talk about that as I react to this live stream with translation, providing natural English translation with context. But before that, let's briefly talk about the thumbnail. So this was the thumbnail for this live stream. The photo of Taehyung looking like a model with the caption, I wanna go home. Means I wanna go home. So it's a Korean transcribed version of the English phrase, I wanna go home. Now, do you know what this reminded me of? It reminded me of this post that RM uploaded on his Instagram 2 days ago. So here he posted a series of photos that he took lately while he spent time in LA with his members, with other members. This is Jimin, and this is probably J-Hope, right? At a beach. And with the caption, this is the part that I was talking about. 슬슬 집에 가고 싶은데, meaning I'm starting to want to go home. 슬슬 implies like gradually, slowly, or kinda. So, you know, the kind of thing you would say during a long trip when you're feeling homesick or tired from emotional labor. So yeah, this caption was kind of subtle, but emotionally weighty. It can mean multiple things, like tired of the grind, like music, LA industry work, creative pressure, because these guys are in LA working hard on new music, cooking. And maybe it means he's missing Korea, or like home comforts, or feeling out of place, or low energy, or longing for like quiet and rest, especially with, you know, all the members working on projects. And this is especially meaningful because fans have been waiting so long for BTS group activities, which we also talked about during this live stream, especially at the end. And home here may also mean being together again, not just having a group comeback, but also with armies, being together again with armies, not just Korea. So yeah, I feel like it could mean multiple things. Perhaps they are saying, even though we're creating again, there's excitement, it's hard, and we miss home. Not just the place, but the feeling. But yeah, it was a very interesting thumbnail. Okay, so without a further ado, let's get into it. So he's gonna be humming for a while in the beginning. So I'm gonna skip over to beautiful humming though. But humming does not need translation, I'm assuming. So I will skip over to 1 minute 22 seconds. 나 일어났어요. I like how this phrase is melodic. So he said, I just woke up.
In the morning. Oh.
Yeah, he just got up and is doing the stretch, morning stretch.
물 어디 있지?
Where's my water? He said.
거기 새벽 1시.
Is it 1 a.m. over there? Yep. When he started the live stream, it was 1:11 a.m. in Korea.
근데 어차피 새벽에 잘 안 자잖아요.
But you guys don't usually sleep at night anyway, armies. So here, I think he's talking about K armies, Korean armies.
좋은 아침.
Good morning. 좋은 아침. And beforehand, he said something like, I'm going to get some water.
44 p.m. here. 잠시만.
잠시만 means hold on a sec. I think here he just put down his phone on a table and go somewhere else. So we'll skip over to 5-minute mark before he comes back. Until he comes back.
자꾸 영상 열어달라고 하면 나 안 온다.
So here I think some armies asked him to turn on the camera so they could see his face, which is why he said, if you keep asking me to turn on the video, I won't come anymore. This was a funny part. One of the funny parts. 정해요 means you decide or make a decision.
딱 정해.
So decide. And he's asking armies to decide between two things.
영상 열어달라고 하면은 영상 열어줄 수 있어.
If you ask for video, I can turn it on. I am able
100일에
to.
한번 올게요.
But then I will come once every 100 days. And even he's laughing because what he just said was kind of ridiculous.
일주일에 한 번.
Or once a week.
일주일에 한 번. 그냥.
Oh, okay.
내가 보고 싶을 때마다.
He's talking about the second option. First option, I turn on the camera during the live stream and I will come once every 100 days. Second option, whenever I feel like seeing you guys.
그냥 계속 이렇게 보이스.
I'll just keep doing this voice only.
Verses?
Verses is just a phonetic Korean pronunciation of versus, VERSUS. So here is pretending to be setting up like a dramatic choice, like voice only lives versus video once every 100 days.
100일에 한 번 영상.
Yep, video once every 100 days. Like choose your fighter kind of joke.
그 영어하는 아미들 빨리 번역해봐요. 빨리.
He said, English-speaking armies, hurry and translate this.
답장해요.
Hurry and reply. Is this guy talking to me?
아 그래 답장도.
답장, meaning reply.
답장도 번역본으로.
So here it says reply in translated version. Funny guy. Okay, let's move over to here.
나 옷 입었거든요.
I'm wearing clothes. He said, I'm dressed. Because I think somebody in the chat room asked him whether he's dressed or not. Because the last time he wasn't. When he just woke up, and when the armies asked him to turn on the camera, he did very briefly after putting on his shirt. So here I think he's referring to that.
그거 뭐야? W 커버 나와가지고 그거 잘 봤어요?
We understand that he's being a slow talker because he literally just woke up. Anyways, he said, anyway, you know that WMagazine cover just came out. Did you see it? And yes, speaking of which, Weverse has listed the magazines, Weverse magazine, sorry, not Weverse, W Fashion magazine under the merch section, right below the live streaming. Man, I guess, yeah, this is how it works. So if you click on it, you can actually order the magazines through Weverse shop. Yeah, beautiful Taehyung as a model. with his photos on the cover magazine covers. So that's what he's referring to.
이번에 되게 좀 재밌게 찍었는데 종화형이랑
I had a lot of fun shooting it this time with 종화형. 종화형 probably referring to a photographer. It's not gonna be speaking for a minute.
화보
화보 means photo shoot, by the way.
화보 더 찍을 예정이냐고.
You're asking if I'm planning to do more photo shoots? He said, of course.
어떻게 이게 끝이라고 생각하십니까?
How could you think that this is the end or this is it?
날 잘 모르는구만.
You don't know me very well. Meaning he is personally cooking something for armies to enjoy. Or he's planning on it.
오케이. 어제 저녁?
Okay, here somebody asked him what he did last night, the previous night.
어제 저녁에 와인 한잔 하고 그냥 잤어요.
He said, I had a glass of wine last night before bed. And now he's about to talk about drinking a bit.
그렇다.
이게 그렇다. So here's the thing.
아미들은 물론 남자인 아미분들이 대체적으로 공감하실 내용인데
Male armies will probably relate to this part.
남자 아미분들은 거의 보통은 이제 20살 초반이나 20살 딱 되고 나서 바로 입대를 하잖아요.
So for most male armies, once they turn 20, they go straight into the military.
저도 나이가 있을 때 들어갔지만 저 입대 전에 진짜 술 진짜 거의 1년에 진짜 먹는 날이 손에 꼽히거든요.
I enlisted when I was older, but still, before I enlisted, I honestly drank maybe like I could count the drinking days on one hand. So he barely drank. By the way, yes, most guys in Korea, they go to the military when they are in early 20s, but most male celebrities enter the military older. They delay it as much as possible. And for V, yeah, that was the case. For me, though, as I told you before, I was an officer, so I did it after I graduated from college. But yeah, that's the case for most Korean male citizens.
근데 이게 아미분들 어떻게 번역본 있으면 좋은데.
He said, I hope there's a translation version of this for armies.
제가 밀리터리 서비스를 시작하기 전에는 제가 손에 꼽는데
Yeah, before I started military service, seriously, I barely ever drank.
나는 날이 정말 그 안에서 와 진짜 한잔 하고 싶다 라고 싶은 마음이 너무 많이 생겼었어가지고.
But while I was in the military, I often thought, man, I really want a drink. That feeling came up a lot.
번역을 하고 제가 그래도 가볍게라도 술 한잔 하는 것 같아요.
So after I got discharged, I started having the occasional light drink.
근데 소주랑 맥주는 아직까지는 못 마시겠고 소주 그거는 그나마 좀 약한 거는 좀 그나마 괜찮을 것 같기도 하고.
But I still can't drink soju or beer yet. Soju, well, maybe the milder kind. If it's a weaker one, maybe I could manage that.
아무튼 그래서 조금
By the way, soju 도수. 16 to 16.5, like alcoholic. What do you call 도수 영어로? 도수 영어. No, 알코올 도수 영어로. I forgot alcohol content. Okay, so for soju it's like 16 to 16.5%. 맥주 도수, it's like 5% usually. Yeah, 4.5% to 6%. Wine on the other hand, is much higher. So kind of confusing why he said that he cannot drink beer yet. Maybe he doesn't like the taste. Who knows? Anyways.
진짜 걱정의 말로 저에게 에이 술 건강에 나빠 자주 마시지 마. 저 자주는 안 마시고요.
And here he clarifies for those armies who are potentially concerned about his health because he's talked about his drinking habit by saying, some fans might say to me out of concern, drinking is bad for your health, don't drink too often. But immediately he adds, but I don't drink that often.
근데 이게
And here again, he's trying to tell the story, to tell more context about, the times that he spent in the military, to talk about the reason why he wanted that drink while he was serving in the military.
이게 남자인 군대를 갔다 온 아미분들은 정말 대체적으로 이 느낌이 이 말이 뭔 말인지 좀 이해하실 수도 있을 것 같아요.
Yeah, but for guys, armies who've been through military service will really, I think they'll really get what I mean here. They'll understand where I'm coming from. Yeah, I kind of get it, although I'm not really a drinker. But I know what he's talking about. It's that special environments that Korean military is. You are trapped there, and you don't go there because you volunteer. You go there because you have to, because it's mandatory.
군대라는 게 생각보다
Yep, right here.
술을 좀 부르긴 하더라고요.
Yeah, the military, it kind of makes you crave alcohol
있으면서
while you're in there.
상병 정도 됐을 때
Especially when I was like a corporal.
약간 뭔가 그리고 마시고 싶어도 못 마시는 상황이었어가지고 그때는.
Also, even though I wanted to drink, I couldn't. That made it worse. Yeah. When you're in the military, if you are soldiers, regular soldiers, not officers, you cannot have drinks, even after work at night in the evening. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think that's possible. Anyways, to provide more context about the military, first of all, I have mentioned this a few times already before, but in Korea, alcohol is often romanticized or seen as a release after tough experiences. And military service is emotionally and physically intense, and many Korean men might develop a desire to drink not out of habit, but as a symbolic way to mark freedom or adulthood, especially post military discharge. And Taehyung here is reflecting on that cultural pressure, perhaps, while still keeping it light. Because in the military, you're cut off from friends and family and phones and social media, although since a few years ago, you are allowed to use phones after work, starting at like 5 p.m. until 10 p.m. But still, your freedom is limited. And yeah, you're basically cut off from any personal freedom because you have to spend time with your military mates 24/7. And you're expected to suppress emotions and always act stoic. You're not really allowed to show stress, sadness, or even homesickness. And for many people, alcohol could become like symbolic, like a mental escape or a tool to feel to feel again after months of emotional numbness. So maybe that's what he's trying to refer to, because every second of your day is controlled. Like wake up, eating, speaking, sleeping, all controlled. And this constant control builds up a sense of like mental claustrophobia, especially for celebrities. And you can't vent, you can't cry, you can't choose. So the idea of a drink after all this might become a coping fantasy. And speaking of drinking, in Korea, drinking is also tied to a kind of adult masculinity. There's subtle cultural messaging like real men drink. You have become a man now, or you survived the military, now you deserve a shot, or something like that. Which the mindset I don't really appreciate personally. And even if someone like Taehyung didn't drink much before, being surrounded by this ritualized drinking culture can influence that post-discharge urge. But Taehyung also understands that armies might be concerned because he's talking about his drinking habit, which is why he immediately clarifies that he doesn't drink that often. And by the Korean standard, yeah, I'm sure that he's speaking facts right there. Because some Korean men drink really often, especially adults.
나 군대 갔다 와야 되나? 아니요, 절대.
Some armies wrote in the comment section or chat, "Do I have to go to the military too?" And he laughs, LOL. No, definitely not.
제가 가라고 이렇게 이야기한 건 아닙니다.
I'm not saying you should go to the military, okay? He said. Yeah, I said this before. A lot of people say that they learned a lot by serving in the military, but Korean military is really different from the U.S. military or any types of voluntary military. So it's quite unique, and it could be an enjoyable experience, but it might not be. Okay. Although Taehyung, I think he really had a great time. At least, he developed a great mindset and physical condition as well. But it could be stressful, even for Taehyung.
영상에서 왜 코피가 났냐고요?
You're asking why I had a nosebleed in that video? Yeah, here is talking about that recent Instagram clip that he uploaded. Taehyung had a nosebleed while sitting on Jungkook's lap while on the plane ride.
제가 비행기에서 코가 너무 건조해서
My nose got super dry on the plane. And the plane ride could be really dry, as you
코가
know.
너무 건조해가지고 이게 코 안에 뭐가 있나 하고 조금 파봤는데 바로 피 나던데요.
It was just way too dry inside my nose. I thought something was in there, so I picked at it a little and it started bleeding right away. Oh no.
네, 피가 너무 많이 나와서.
It bled a
근데
lot.
제가 이게 약간 비행기만 타면 자꾸 코가 건조하긴 해요.
But yeah, every time I fly, my nose gets dry like that. And I know exactly what he means by that. Anyways, that was a funny yet concerning footage for some armies.
코 파서
고파서. Yeah, I picked my nose.
그렇게까지 막 가만히 있는데 나지는 않아요. 제가 또
It's not.
저도 나름의 제 행동에 대한 책임을 지는 거죠.
It's not like it just starts bleeding. My nose just starts bleeding for no reason when I'm sitting still. I mean, I take responsibility for what I did. Meaning, yep, my nose bled because I picked at it. That's funny.
제 가습기가 되어주겠다고?
Reading comments, you will be my humidifier.
나랑 같이 비행기 타자고요?
You want to fly with me?
잘 자요.
It says good night.
어떻게 비행기에서 가습기를 켜?
How do you even turn on a humidifier on a plane?
그 가습 마스크 한다. 나.
I use one of those humidifying mask. 가습 마스크?
건조한 공기에는 제 코에서도 피를 흘리게 합니다.
With dry air, even my nose starts bleeding. I'm curious. 가습 마스크? Okay, I guess there's a thing like that in Korea. So that wearing this might help your nose get more moisturized. All right. Good info. Thank you, Taehyung.
목은 제가 매일매일 작업하면서 녹음하면서 이렇게
So here,
하고 있다 보니까 좀 아침에는 좀 그러네요. 목이 아직 잠겨 있네요.
so here he's talking about his throat. My throat's been like this because I've been recording every day. That's pretty much how I've been living lately. The mornings are, kind of rough. My throat's still kind of hoarse. But
네, 아프지는 않습니다.
I'm not sick or anything.
진짜 전혀 안 아파요. 걱정 안 해도 돼.
Seriously, I'm totally fine. No need to worry.
괜찮습니다. 예?
I'm good. He said. 괜찮습니다. I'm okay.
팔에 반창고 땄냐고? 땄어. 이거 땄는데요.
반창고 means bandage. So you're asking if I took the bandage off my arm? Yeah, I took it off.
제가 얘기하기도 좀 쪽팔리구나.
It's a bit embarrassing to talk about it though. I guess it's more embarrassing than the nose bleeding story. So he's not gonna talk about it.
보고 싶다고요?
You miss me?
나 부심 보고 싶어서 나도 지금 이렇게 하고 있잖아요.
I miss you too.
근데
That's why I'm here doing this live stream.
이게
Okay, this was kind of touching for some armies. And you can hear him thinking right here. Thinking about what to say right here.
어떻게 보면은 많이 미안하죠.
Yeah, so I guess that 10-second, 15-second silence tells a lot. So here he just said, in a way, I do feel sorry.
제가가 아니라 저희들을 그렇게 군 복무 동안 1년 반 동안 그리고 어쩌면 그 전부터 계속 그 단체로 우리가 무언가 콘서트도 하고 앨범도 내고 그런 것들이 마지막으로 된 지 좀 됐다 보니까
So I mean, not just me, all of us, for that year and a half of military service, and maybe even before that, it's been a while since we did anything as a group, concerts, albums, and all that.
그리고 1년 반을 아미분들이 기다려 주셨는데도 저희가 바로바로 나오지 못해서 이렇게 앨범을 들거나 퍼포먼스를 하거나 활동을 하거나 되게 바로 그렇게 하지 못해서 많이 미안해요.
And even though armies waited that whole year and a half, we couldn't just jump back into things right away, releasing an album, performing, promoting. We couldn't do it right away. I'm really sorry about that. And I mean, from my perspective, from what I've seen on my social media timelines, the majority of armies are staying patient, and they are already like happy with what these members are showing them through the footage, photos, and videos that they post online, social media, and these live streams. But again, ARMY is such a huge fandom that it's understandable that some part of the fandom is kind of impatient and they want more. But yeah, I mean, this is something that we have talked about before. Also, the fact that they have planned everything even before the military service, that while they were serving, BTS is probably the only K-pop group where the fans didn't really feel the gap during that 2-year military service. You know what I mean? In terms of contents, fans enjoyed constant stream of new contents, whether it's solo albums, projects, songs, or videos or content. But still, V and BTS members really do care about that connection with fans and armies. So it's also understandable why V here expresses and feels sorry and expresses that need to say sorry for armies.
저희도 진짜 네. 멤버들과 한번 얘기해 볼게요.
I'll talk to the members about it.
진짜 근데 이거는 아미의 마음을 모르는 이들은 없을 거예요. 다 정말 어떻게 이렇게 힘들게 기다려 주셨는지도 너무나 잘 알고 있으니까. 그래서 나도 나름 노력하잖아요. 막 뽀짝뽀짝뽀짝.
So he said, but honestly, no one is unaware of how armies feel. We know just how hard it's been for you all, waiting like this. That's why I've been trying in my own way. 전역하자마자 뽀짝뽀짝뽀짝. Right after discharge, I started doing the cute stuff. So 뽀짝뽀짝 is a Korean slang describing someone being extremely cute or in a babyish way. So the phrase mimics like a baby cooing for attention. So it doesn't translate literally, but it's used when idols act. I guess when somebody acts super soft or affectionate. And here V is probably referring to the fact that he's been constantly trying to stay in touch with armies, whether turning on live streams even very briefly after he wakes up, or just turn it on for just a couple minutes to share the music he's been listening to, or showing armies himself playing computer games or something. And he's been traveling, but while he's been traveling, he's open to showing armies what he's up to through photos and even these magazine shoots. So
전역하자마자 뽀짝뽀짝뽀짝 나 혼자 카메라만 보면서 아미들은 못 보고.
Me looking at the camera all alone, not being able to see armies.
아니 잠시만. 아미들만 보고 싶어요? 나도 보고 싶어요.
Oh, this is cute. So he says he realizes. This is the moment of realization. So listen.
혼자 카메라만 보면서 아미들은 못 보고. 아니 잠시만.
아니 잠시만. Wait, hang on.
아미들만 보고 싶어요?
Is it just armies who miss me?
나도 보고 싶어요.
I miss you too.
그렇습니다.
So yeah, that's how it is.
쌍방이라는 거
It goes both ways. 쌍방.
이해해 주시면 감사하겠습니다.
It would be great if you could understand that. Yep. So, 쌍방 literally means both ways. And here Taehyung is expressing, he just expressed genuine guilt over BTS group hiatus. But he used that word 쌍방, referring to a relationship where love and affection are mutual. So Taehyung is saying, it's not just you who misses me. I miss you too. So please understand that our feelings go both ways.
솔직히 내가 티 냈잖아요. 이렇게 보고 싶어 하는 거.
Let's be real. I totally gave it away that I missed you all.
그러니까 이런 거 저런 거 하면서
That's why I've been doing all this and that.
하겠죠. 아무튼 나 일어났다고 연락했고
Anyway, I came on to say I woke up.
그리고 이제 일어나가지고 새로운 아침을 시작할 거라고 얘기도 했고
And now that I'm up, I said I'm starting a new morning.
그리고 화보 이쁘게 잘 나왔는데
And the photo shoot turned out really pretty.
이쁘지라는 소리도 듣고 싶고
I want to hear you say it looks pretty too.
여보세요? 여튼
I don't know why he said 여보세요, meaning hello. When you say 여보세요 when you're on the phone, hello.
또 나올 것들 아니면은 다시 이렇게 올 테니까 그냥 너무 얼굴 진짜 오늘 너 얼굴 안 보면 진짜 내가 오늘 진짜 뭐 어떻게 일이라도 한번 생길 것 같다 하면은 말씀하세요. 정장 입고 라이브 킬게요. 알겠죠? 나 간다요.
Alright, so he said, anyway, there might be more things coming, or if not, I'll come back like this again. And then he said, 그냥 너무 얼굴 means face. So if you're like, if I don't see your face today, I seriously, I don't know, would die or something. Or something's gonna happen to me. Then just let me know. I'll turn on the live wearing a full suit. And he said, 알겠죠? Okay, I'm off now. And that was the wrap. Speaking of suit, didn't he say that? Yeah, it was during his live stream, previous live stream or so, where he said that if armies can be well-mannered at airports and well-behaved again, I will be, spending more time about what I'm gonna wear in the morning before heading off to the airport, or I might even be able to wear suits for armies to see. So that reminded me of that. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I was gonna say, you know how all BTS members love armies. That fan-artist relationship is such a special part of this fandom and this artist and this group. But I'm always surprised by how each member is different in expressing that love. And yeah, V is also one of a kind. And his way of communicating with armies could be very amusing. Anyways, yeah, the highlights was when V expressed that the relationship is mutual, 상방. Okay, so I hope this was informative and helpful. Let me know which part was your favorite moment. Whether it was the fact that Taehyung started the live, groggy and humming, sipping water and saying "I just woke up," or whether the part where he teased armies about always asking for video by saying, if you keep asking for a video, I won't come anymore. Okay, if you really want it, I'll do video once every 100 days. And when he talked about WMagazine shoot or drinking wine, or when he got reflective, sharing how he barely drank before military service, but inside he found himself really wanting a drink. And after discharge, he's had light drinks, but still avoids soju or beer. And that's where I provided some context about the military life, right? And then he also provided explanation for nosebleed on the plane ride with Jungkook. And there we go. Let me know what you thought about this live stream. And when you write comments, as always, let's stay positive, respectful, and classy. Peace and love. Bye-bye.